Hello, everyone. Happy Monday once again. Today we are doing a quick look at Dungeon Clawler. It's a mixture of the word dungeon crawler and claw machine.
And I don't want to let go.
Thank you, Rub the Cat, for following.
Thanks for following, friends. Dungeon Clawler, Dungeon Clawler entered early access on November 21st, back in 2024, and is developed and partially published by Strafawn Studio. My family, the folks that raised me, instilled within me a love of crane games from an early age. So there's definitely an affinity for a game like this in my very core. I was also fortunate enough to be decently close to a place that had. For those that don't know, claw machines often have a dial on the inside that says the machine should lose grip 6 times and then actually grab correctly. And we were very fortunate to live by a place that appeared to have either it's set to 50-50 or 100% full grip. And so instead of it being borderline a scam, the claw machine I happened to be around was actually genuinely a fair one. As a result, I have a million plushies. But this game mixes the claw machine idea with roguelike elements in a pretty fascinating way, and the screenshot here does a good job of illustrating that with items that are floating and sinking in liquid and a non-standard claw. But that's enough yammering. Let's take a look at it. Fire things up here, get the music back on. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think I can show the... Well, I'm gonna try something. Assuming the feed gets in quick enough, we should be able to see the opening cutscene. Storyline of the game is that we are in debt, and the loan shark that has stolen our hand from us is at the bottom of this dungeon. And so we'll never truly get our hand back, but we can make him pay. Many new characters since I last played, it looks like. But for the sake of an introduction, we will start off for sure with the base character. Debt level. This is also new since I last played. I played this game early on, and it's pretty soon after its early access release, so there's a lot of features that are new from my perception. A higher debt level means you owe more money to the Dungeon Lord. Each debt level adds an additional modifier to make the game harder. Winning a run on one level unlocks the next one. Let's try it. Enemy damage increased by 30%. Key paws are an item that you can bring with you and can be combined. Winning with characters unlocks new ones. Hey, Conley. So, like with, the core mechanics are pretty similar to Slay the Spire, where we can see the enemy's intent above their head. So, all 3 of these enemies are going to attack for 9 damage. We have 5 defense, 5 block, which is going to deal with 5 of that damage, but the rest of it will pass through. And we have 2 claws that we can operate before the actions of the turn go through. Dagger attacks the nearest enemy for 5 damage, is made of metal, and upgradable. Increases block by 5, made of wood, upgradable. Good first grab. As with Slay the Spire, an important thing to remember is that offense can be a means of defense. You don't need to defend against an enemy's attack if you manage to kill them before they do their action. Small Sword. Attack the nearest enemy for 10 damage. Deals double damage when picked up alone. That wasn't alone, but that was also a lot of items, so... Alright, that's 2 daggers. That'll get me a kill on this next one. Excuse me, did I just crit? Yeah, I think I crit. I'm not sure if that existed when I played either. Fight 1 complete, and again, similar to Slay the Spire, we get the option of picking a reward. Pick one of 3, the classic. Fill the machine with water. If it already has a liquid inside, it'll refill the current liquid. Attacks the nearest enemy for 15 damage, but loses 5 attack each time it's used. I'll go with Plastic Knife. Lava Slimes attack 3 times for 3 damage, which functionally is identical to the plant slimes that we fought before for our purposes. There are times in which the fact that they are individual small attacks matters, but with the current state of our abilities and everything, this might as well just be deals 9 damage. Similar to the small sword, big shield works the same way. Picked up alone, it's double as effective. Applies 15 soaked to the nearest enemy. Antidote for safety. Removes all stacks of poison. Five spikes each time I take damage. Kindly grandmother offering us some money. Ooh. She's cute. Huh. What do I have again? Okay, antidote. Interact with spikes. I have an upgrade that gives me spike stuff, so Interesting. That's more influence on build design. First boss. Not attacking this turn, so fight, fight, fight. Spikes is a good example of, for the hedgehog ability rather, is a good example of where the lava slime attacking multiple times individually versus one attack matters. Because if I'm spiky and they hit me multiple times, they're going to take the spike damage multiple times, whereas the plant one, not. And likewise, the opposite is happening to me. This enemy has spikes, and so if I attack him multiple times, I'm getting hurt multiple times. And so it's more efficient for me to use high damage items individually, as opposed to a million low damage items. For example, Big Sword. And since we've killed Sir Bunalot's villain arc. Welcome, Rub the Cat. More spikes. Smitty Barb. Items can be upgraded. Well, most of them can. 20 damage and decreases by 3 instead of 5. And that's all we can afford. Destroy one shield. Transmutation. Change the physical properties of the item. Once again, this hasn't actually come up yet, but the shields are made of wood, and we could make them instead made of metal, or plastic, or cloth, or glass, or ice. But we have no money, and no apparent use for that yet. Inky is going to add something to the machine, or change something about it, and Fluffster is going to attack directly. Now that y'all are used to the flow of the game a little bit, let's accelerate things a little. We will never know what he planned to do. Daedalus, I don't think anyone else is going to know what you're talking about. But I do, and that's the important part. Warhammer gives me both block and damage. Remember how I talked about some items being metal? Magnets are a reason that that matters. Froggy here is going to modify the... Appears to have turned one of my items, transformed one of my items to be massive. No change in its stats though, so that is pure downside. Let's get water-related items. I got the lava bath bomb, and currently it's completely useless to me. Knight Commander at the Order of Defend a Lot. Quite a bit of wordplay in this game. Non-resetting block. Real good grab there. Oh, each time I take damage. I didn't take damage because I blocked it all. Oof. That's gonna hurt. Not sure it's possible for him to kill us anymore due to the spikes. See you defend a lot. Whoa. More spikes. Tentacles are sticky. Monkfish. I do think the creature designs in this game are cute. Very charming. Come on, come on. Good. Monkfish can clear negative effects from teammates. Good to know. You are already dead, my friend. Boom. I have no idea what that means. Which means I probably shouldn't take it, because whatever that is talking about is irrelevant to me. Killing this enemy will drop 10 gold into the machine. But it's at the back and the fight will end if I fight traditionally. So if I can do sweep attacks like the bomb, or poison the backline enemy specifically, or stuff like that, in order to kill it first, then I can pick up money from the machine. Flex one attacker debuff back to the attacker. We're not directly attacking him yet, so... The diamond relates to a new claw type. I see. Thank you. Multiple types of claws. Wild. Frost. I really want liquid-related stuff. Yeah, well. I want to fill the machine with water. Because it's cool looking. And it's interesting. Thanks for nothing, dude. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. You know we're picking this one. Well, you probably don't, because you probably can't parse what that image is, but I know what it is. And I picked it for a very specific reason that will become blindingly obvious in about 1 minute. Also, cool paintings you have, Grandma. Once again, I want water items. Look at that! Cooper, the King of Slimes, intends to summon a minion. Hold on. You said that you're the King of Slimes? Are you saying that I'm a subordinate of yours? Sic Semper Tyrannus. Barracudo. Gotta say though, digging the endoskeleton you got there, buddy. I haven't been able to afford to get one yet, but I do want to get a custom designed black polished stone impressionistic endoskeleton for my body. Having an endoskeleton as a slime has a couple different uses, but the main one is going to be it makes it easier to focus on what shape a human is and what their range of motion is. And so it's a... you could almost consider it formal wear, in a sense. When you need to look like humanity, while still not, you know, actively tricking anyone. You retain your slime looks, but your movement range and your body shape maintains human form. And our friend there seems to be doing the same thing. Die. Alright, where were we? Get my controller back out here. Shrinkify items. More effective poison. More effective spiky shield. Bomb activates sooner. Warhammer just does both of its things better. Form Ulware. That's a good point. God, what a cool idea. Increases block by 5, collects all ice items inside a small radius, increases its block value by 5 for each collected items. And then, once again, this is an example of where the material an item is made of is relevant. And so if we had a wizard transform a couple of our shields to be made of ice instead of wood, then the mini fridge would use its ability on them. Despite the fact, you know, they're a shield. Okay, you've got my curiosity game. Pearl, no effect. Can I only be collected once per fight? Ah, there's an ability that turns fluff into ice cubes. Yeah, that would definitely do it. Debuff and shot. Yeah, just once again, I'm operating on pretty old understanding of this game. I was well versed in this game back when it released in early access, but there's been, what, 4 or 5 major updates since then, probably? Oh, it's a squirt gun. %, extra bonus damage taken. A question for Rub the Cat, since you seem to be versed. Will skip and collect rewards? Is that just like skip the animation? In Rod we trust. I guess my question is like, is that just a time-saving measure, or is that me saying I want to move on? Bulldog. Oh. I don't think we've encountered a single enemy that's done poison stuff yet. Water bottle. We wait for the right moment. However long it takes. I did not wait long enough. And there was a huge opportunity right there. Melamon. Get some spikes and some initial damage in. Well, the lava bath bomb in the machine. Worth noting is that not every item is added to the machine immediately. You need to actually X number of them are added to the machine. I think it's 10 each turn until everything's in. Explodes and deals 10 damage to you if it's not removed from the machine. That's going to be a problem because I don't see a good way to grab either of those. That said, water bottle. I don't think that helps us. And hey, wooden items float. Metal items sink. I want that lava bath bomb, but it's right up against the corner. I might be over-dedicating to this idea. So, since it got filled with lava, the fluff has changed. Burning fluff deals 2 damage to the nearest enemy, as opposed to doing nothing. Evil Tenna. Tenna's a bootleg of this guy, actually. Instead of vice versa. This is gonna hurt. It'll also hurt him. Aw. Friend. Barricado added some spikes into my machine. Nice of them to put me in the game. I mean, they have actually made special streamer sprites, but... And I know which character I would want to costume of if I were to receive one of those, but I'm figuring I'm probably a bit too small potatoes for that. But yeah, there are actually a whole bunch of streamer custom outfits in this game. That's fascinating. Turns fluff into marshmallow fluff, healing you for 3 health when collected. I weren't small potatoes for the wizard ran. That's true. Shoutouts to hot chocolate, for real. Warm liquids in general are very nice. Good sensory. And honestly, we could use some healing at this point, so... Look at all the little marshmallows. Okay, our goal should be collecting as much marshmallows as possible, because we've already got this fight in the bag, and we just want to heal as much as we can get away with. That's a Pokemon. No, it's Yuri. This dude's Pokemon. That was a hell of a grab on that syringe. Only have a couple glass items. Hey, Grandma, here for health potions this time. Lord Squidula. Buff itself or others. Ugh. Each attack applies 1 poison. It's also got vampirism. Defense is going to be real important here. The antidote ball is in the machine, but it's also deep under the water. Ugh, terrible grab. Hey, Solanum. Wow, my spike build is really working. Interesting. Them attacking for 0 still counts as an attack and thus triggers spikes. I've got better synergy going here than I even thought I did. Gonna hit for 50 soon. And that's gonna hurt. Fly. And a lot night. Whizclops. What's my solution to every problem? More spikes. Moo the bristling slime. Oh, you're healing people? Only I'm allowed to do that. I've poisoned the last enemy. Backline attacker. I don't have any items that have a lucky ability, so... Spin the wheel. Sure, why not? See you guys, username. Rest well. Oh. Once again, like I had said before, lots of interesting ideas in this game. You could force the guy to miss, at the very least. Even if he misses, he still takes spike damage. Spikes in this game seems to be really generous. Hell of a grab. I just blindly got the honey ball, which was already stuck to a bunch of stuff. Ow. Ow. Speaking of the honey ball. Oh, wow. That was only attached to 2 things. Okay, so that's just a skip animation button. We don't have any pets, so we cannot take advantage of that ability. And the game doesn't recognize me as a pet, despite the fact that I would make a great one. Oh, right, honey balls don't work when they're submerged, so that's why that didn't work last time. Blah. Poison. As much health as you can give me, please. Queen Beatrice. That was bad. Alright, what's your gimmick here? Providing me with a useful blessing, apparently. But also hitting like a truck, so... Cool. Fill the machine with water, so honey is no longer sticky. Oh, so close. Ow, ow. I've already won. More items. Raids, finally. Can't afford to shred anything. Alright. Double explosion gonna come in. And I got 56 spikes. New character unlocked. Let's make the Warhammer float. Purple. Oh, yeah. Another new character unlocked. $59 health, that's not ideal. Oh, okay, good. Good, good, good. We're in a position where we kind of have to take a risk here. The goal is to gain more health off of these fights than I entered with. Marshmallows will help with that. Haunted items jumping around. Ow. About to take a real bad hit. Need to block through it. Plastic shield, that'll help. Nice. Full block. But also poison. A status effect that I have not been paying nearly enough attention to, probably. Still profitable. Alright. Heal off a grandma. Alright. Swallow the lone fischetti. 1,000 health. Adds 1 strength for each coin that I collect. Big hit. practically completely undefended against. No. I can't let that happen again. I don't think we got this guy. And it happened again. Doubling buff from the Pearl. Is that gonna be enough? Frost is doing good work against him. There's so much garbage on the machine now, though. The stacking of spikes is helping. We don't quite have them yet, but we almost do. Boom. You have beaten the evil Dungeon Lord and reclaimed your lost Lucky Paw. You can return home and rest or continue exploring the depths of the dungeon. Debt level 2. Frost character. Attacks the farthest enemy first. Slingshot can hit 3 items. First one's destroyed, second one's used once, and the third item is used twice. Bizarre. Let's play as Anne Bunny. Interesting, a loadout system. kitty. Strength token, for sure. The kitty shares my strength, so any strength upgrades that I get are going to be amplified since I have a pet. Now that we've done a full run, I can play at the usual speed that I do. I tend to like to play these sorts of games fast and loose, you know? Crit build, perhaps. Okay, I have a base 10% crit chance. Solo item pickup makes it work twice. Purr. Nice. Single item. Money and pain in equal measure. Spookaloddle. Oh no, my items are haunted. However, the wood oil... Haunted items will very occasionally just jump straight into the goal. Anti-spike item. Yeah, since I last played my biggest complaint with this game was that there were few items and there was not too much of a way to influence those items that you get. And it felt like there were only a few particularly notable viable builds. But now that I'm playing this again, I'm seeing that they've done a lot to overlap viable builds with each other and provide a lot more items that work in interesting ways or have unique mechanics. Luck is new. Critting, I think, is new. The ability to re-roll the items after you pick a level, I believe, is new. Again, though, my definition of new is since the launch of Early Access. And let's see. The hot chocolate item is new, and that particular liquid and that all the interactions that come from that. All of the sort of gambling shrines are now unique in their own ways. Before it was just the pachinko machine and essentially nothing else. And the spinny machine for upgrades. Nice. Whoops, I killed everything too quickly. The token system is also very clever for allowing you to head toward builds that are more suited for what you already have. And that is also a completely new mechanic, and I find that one really clever and smart. Harpoon token. If we collect that, then we get a harpoon next. I wonder. Oh, well, I guess I won't find out. Well, I guess I will. Okay, so it's distributed across turns. I don't get 4 harpoons in one turn if I have a bunch of stacks of it. I accidentally double tap space. And that's what the Holy Shield's for. And my 6 dodge. But yes, this game is available. It is on Steam and is currently 30% off for a total of $7. At this point, I think I can definitely, like with the modifications that they've made toward build crafting and the ability to influence things and all the new characters and items, this game definitely gets my seal of approval at this point. This game's cool, and it's fascinating, and it does something unique, and it has its own identity. more than just it is Slay the Spire but in a claw machine. Between the water and all the different status effects and genuinely unique ideas it has, stretching the definition of what a claw and a claw machine is, all that sort of stuff really contributes to making this game more than just a simple distillation of two separate concepts. Ring of Strength, there we go. The hippie fortune teller girl is so cute. And Bunny is so cute. Everyone in this game is so cute. Nice. Lots of strength. And let's do it again. Next attack will remove all frost and deal an additional damage for each removed frost. Sucks to be you, buddy. I don't have any frost. And also, you're dead anyway. Ooh. Strength influenced weapon. Very good. Starting to vaguely develop. What on earth are you? Plain Grappler. You're gonna take my money and you're gonna run away. Oh, good. It does follow the sort of traditional thief enemy rules of if you manage to kill it before it runs away, you get your money back. Sweeping attack. Nice. Nope. I got tons of money this time. Mathilda. Okay, I want to do weak attacks against them. Cool. That worked. Get some dodge. Never stood a chance. Catnip. I love you, Cream Puff. I love you, Anne Bunny. You're dead. What games have y'all been playing lately? Another paperclip, I will absolutely take that. I don't want either of those. Ghost of Tsushima. That game seems real neat. I've been tuning in to watch F-Zoe Blackheart play that on occasion. Sushi Ben got a Steam release after being in MetaQuest hell for a year. That's a silly idea, but that seems also very hard to build around. Frostbite. We're still seeing new enemies. Bam. Strength. No, I probably should have gotten the energy drink, actually. Just a little bit over quick on the draw there. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, that ain't happening. Block negation. Beautifully dodged. All right. Nice, that's exactly what I was hoping to do. Alright, that's the bomb out of the machine. And the other bomb out of the machine. You got nothing on me, buddy. Already up to 20 strength. Retain dodge. Get rid of all of our base items. We are fully dedicated to the claw machine, or harpoon and dodge build, and strength. The individual pickup bonus. Strength whenever the pet attacks. Ow. Another new boss. Probably never gonna proc minimalist, but... Do people know what the term proc means? It's a shortening of the word procedure, and basically it's more or less the same meaning as trigger. I am unlikely to be able to trigger this event by meeting the conditions. But the other one wasn't particularly useful either for my situation. Robbie Longfinger. Oh, wow. Okay, that's scary.
Take this love.
Daedalus 1134 gifted 5 subscriptions to the community.
Take this love.
Valorant gifted 1 subscriptions to the community.
Okay, thank you very much, Daedalus. And happy first anniversary. Thank you so much. I've been streaming on a pretty consistent schedule whenever it's been within my power to. For a full year. 3 streams a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and... Thank you so much. And congratulations to everyone who got gift subs. Okay, trying to recenter and refocus here.
Take this love.
F underscore Zoe underscore Blackheart gifted 1 subscriptions to the community.
Ah!
A good thing.
That's the first time I've actually heard that particular soundbite play. A good thing. For any who happen to be curious about that, that is from a free sound library for vocals that are intended for use in music. And so it is a woman singing various general use lines of dialogue. This is a big game. General use lyrics for the sake of, you know, just having backup singers in your song or something. But the developer Sylvie made a game called You Are Such a Soft and Round Kitten that used this audio library and used the fact that it had her singing To Another Place.
To another place.
Yeah, that. And used that audio clip for every single room transition in the game. And so just every time you entered a new room in that game, which was a lot, you would hear yelled, To Another Place. It was very, very silly. several of Sylvie's games we have highlighted on this channel before. And as just a general reminder for anyone who's perhaps new to the channel, the MO of this channel is to highlight genuinely unique experiences that can be found in the indie game sphere. So, I have a big fixation on games that try something incredibly unique. And usually that happens to be in indie games because the fewer people there are, the less on a development team, the less diluted there is, the less diluted the potential of the artistic vision to become. And there's also less money, since there's less money going around, you know, if it's not a $20 million project, then there's not the economic incentive to do something incredibly safe. Because, you know, if you spend $2 million developing a game, you want to make sure that cost is recouped. And so it makes economic sense to make something that's pretty safe. It is, of course, not a sure thing, and there's plenty of high-budget games that do have a extremely focused and clear artistic vision and do stuff that has never been seen before. But in indie games, there's a colossal ocean of people that are doing that sort of thing, of experimenting, where you try out blending strange genres together that genuinely haven't been tried before. You know, like Slay the Spire style deck builder and a claw machine. And so it's largely a goal of mine to highlight any of those that I can find, and I am an apologist for bad games as well. That safe sim was interesting. You know what? That's a good idea. After I beat this round with Anne Bunny, I think I'm going to switch over to that game. Because that also better highlights what I'm talking about. Games can be absolutely anything. What Daedalus is referring to is called Sophie's Safecracking Simulator, which is an accurate simulator of the mechanical elements that make up a safe, and exaggerates the effects, like the actual methods that would be used for safe cracking, to be a little bit easier to achieve. But you can also set the simulation to be realistic, in which case it's very difficult to crack. But the concepts it shows and the concepts that the game illustrates are actual safe cracking methodology. I think I got a little bit distracted while I was talking about it, but bad game apologist I am, because there's reasons to see, like, there's things to learn from bad games. A game can be bad in a really interesting way, or it can be just incredibly ill-advised, but there's to look at it not from, wow, this game's bad, and then just going off from there, to actually analyze, okay, why doesn't this game feel good? Like, what is the issue here? Like, what aspects of this game work, or which ones don't? There's a lot to learn if you actually take a look at it from that sort of critical lens. And sometimes games are just incredibly wild experiments. Those are the games I love, but if you're making a wild experiment, sometimes the experiments fail. Sometimes somebody has a really ambitious idea that just doesn't really pan out. It's fascinating, it's cool, but it's like pulling teeth to play, perhaps. I love those games too. In some ways, novelty is everything to me. Also, hey, we're on the final boss. Let's see. And I think he's got nothing on me, too. Strength boost. I would grab that paper clip, but it's directly underneath. Directly underneath it is a piggy bank, and this enemy gains strength every time I gain money in the fight. And so I don't want to risk piercing through the paper clip and grabbing the piggy bank, thus buffing the enemy for the rest of the fight. That would be bad. That said, it's getting a little bit hard to find stuff that isn't covered in piggy banks. Oh, what a grab. Ooh, unfortunate. Two in a row. I really love the claymation for the cutscenes. And Bunny's Lucky Foot. One of your claws is always a harpoon. Replace the default claw of the character. Oh. The compendium feature is as with the update that came out today for this game. Lore information on all enemies, it looks like, and a general collection menu for every trinket and collectible of every kind. Which also does a good job to highlight there's a lot of stuff in this game. And for $7 US, there's a lot to see here. As usual, we're going to take a quick glance at the credits. Games are made by people. Always remember that. Alright, so that's going to do it for Dungeon Clawler, but I do like the idea that Daedalus had of taking a look at Sophie's Safecracking simulator. So we're going to take a 3-minute break as I set that up, and we will return momentarily. Don't mind me, just getting everything set up. On game feed. Please. There we go. Oh no, tapping away. Made us lose it again. Please. Okay. Right then. This is Sophie's Safecracking Simulator. This is available on Steam for, let's see here, 70% off for 89 cents. Ordinarily $3. This is a in-depth mechanical simulation of how a safe works and how you can beat the mechanisms behind a safe. Have I actually updated the details? Okay, yes. Before you begin, here's a little advice for following the tutorial. Use annotations. As terms are introduced, they may have colored and bolded text like this, dial. This text can be clicked to highlight the part of the lock. Go step by step. Each step of the tutorial builds on the steps before it. If you're feeling confused, then it may be worth revisiting previous steps. Try different controls to see what See what control schemes work for you best. You can manipulate locks in the sim using mouse, keyboard, or gamepad, or a combination of all three. You can check or change controls in the settings menu. Take your time. This tutorial covers a lot of things, and it's okay to go at your own pace. This is a simple lock which requires no combination. Try turning the dial left anti-clockwise and right clockwise. You can turn the dial left endlessly, but it'll only unlock when turned right. Examine the back of the mechanism to see why this is. The hooked part, the nose, of the lever is always pulled down, but the disc below it, the cam, can only latch onto it a certain way. So if we turn this direction, it'll peck downward like a bird, but it is only able to catch when I turn this way. This lock has a combination of only one number, and so the mechanism has one wheel. Again, turning left endlessly won't unlock it, but now turning right endlessly won't unlock it either. Using keyboard will make things spin more evenly, so. Attached to the lever is a bar that hangs over the wheel. This bar, called the fence, keeps the lever from dropping into the cam unless the correct combination has been entered. To unlock this, you must turn the dial left until the opening in the wheel, its gate, right there, is beneath the fence. Let's get the text wheel out of here. The opening in the wheelless gate is beneath the fence, and then turn right until the cam latches onto the nose of the lever, retracting the bolt. So if we turn left, you can see that we hook onto the wheel, and the wheel starts spinning alongside here. And so we are going to spin it until we're about here. And as you can see, the fence is lined up with the gate there. And so now when we spin the other way, only the center spot spins while the gate remains in place. This means that it can descend and pull open. Now if we spin it enough, then it no longer does. Take a look between the cam and the wheel as you make turns. Note the pin which sticks out from the cam and pushes on the small parts of the wheel, which is called the fly. It's a little hard to see, but there's a notch there that is free spinning around there and is ultimately punching a freestanding bit that runs into walls. So as we push this around, it bumps into here and eventually bumps into the other part. Keep this in mind as we move into the next lock. The fact that we can push it slightly without actually moving everything. This lock has 3 wheels, and so its combination is 3 numbers long. Now every wheel gate must be aligned with the fence. If even one gate is out of place, then the lever won't drop low enough to unlock. Correctly placing gates is done by turning the dial left until every wheel's pin has picked up the subsequent wheel's fly, and they are all turning together. So you can see that all of these are spinning at the same time. Stop turning when the first, nearest to the dial's gate is aligned. You can then turn the other way without disturbing the first wheel until the second gate is aligned. From here, it's just like the lock you opened with a single wheel left to align. This is the key to how mechanical combinations locks work. Pins and flies allow you to turn multiple wheels back and forth without disturbing the wheels that are already where you want them, but it means the dial must be turned multiple times between each number in a combination. The number of full turns required is determined by how far each wheel is from the cam. The wheel at the back may need up to 1 full turn before it's picked up. The wheel at the front here may need up to 3 full turns. So despite not knowing the combo, by using these concepts and working on these from front to back, we can open this on our own, just from visuals. So we've got that first wheel lined up with the fence, and so we start turning the other direction. And that back bit catches, which makes the next one turn. And because the next one's turning, the next pin catches onto the fly. And so that one begins turning too. And so now that we're moving the second and third wheels without modifying the first one, we spin until that gate lines up. We then start turning the other direction, which allows the front 2 to remain stationary. And so now we repeat and do the same here. We spin it until we are lined up. Now all gates are here. And lastly, we turn the other direction once more until the nose bobs down into the spot suited for it, with the fence having clearance. And it's open. This is the same kind of lock as before, 3 wheels. Try to enter the combination displayed beside the dial, counting the number of full turns you need to make before each number. Make 3 full turns left and keep going to the first number. Okay, then we go down to 18. Two full turns right. 1, 2. Now 86. Okay, now full turn left. There we go. And then to 66. Turning right from here should unlock the mechanism in around 1 more turn. You can be sure the correct combination has been entered if you can't turn the dial any further right. Use the X-ray tool to see the wheels again if you need help, or to confirm you have unlocked the mechanism. That's open. $18. 1 full spin, 2 full spins. 86. 1 full spin. 66. And then to summarize everything so far, the lock is unlocked when the lever can drop low enough for the cam to latch onto the nose. Wheels block the lever from lowering until the correct combination has been entered, which aligns the wheel gates onto the fence and allows the lever to fall. Because wheels are pushed successively by pins and flies, wheels further back can be turned both left and right a certain amount without disturbing the wheels closer to the dial. This means it can take multiple full turns before all wheels are picked up and turning with the dial. Experiment with and examine the lock until you're comfortable with these concepts, and then you'll be ready to move on to the next steps. Learn how to manipulate a lock and find out its combination. By now you know that to open the lock, you must get all wheels out of the fence's way so the lever can drop completely. To find a combination, a sequence that positions all wheel gates, you need to know a couple of things. No 2 wheels are exactly the same size. If the largest wheel's gate is beneath the fence, then the lever can drop a little bit lower, even if the other wheel gates are not aligned. How far the lever drops is something you can measure with just the dial. Finding where the lever drops lower can tell you when gates are in position. We'll cover how to do this in the following steps. These are the fundamental locks to know which makes lock manipulation possible. And if you look carefully, that is indeed true. This backmost wheel is a little bit larger than the middle wheel and the front wheel. The first step is measuring how far the lever falls. The first step to measuring how far the lever falls is finding where on the dial the lever even can fall. Look at the mechanism while turning the dial. You'll see the lever's fence is usually held above the wheels, not touching them at all. It's only when the lever's nose dips into the cam, dips into the cam's opening, that the fence makes contact with the largest wheel. This part of the cam is called the contact area. So as you can see, we're hitting the fence is bumping into the backmost. Contact area. At either side of the contact area are the contact points. When turning past these points, the lever will move between resting on the cam and resting on the wheel, on a wheel. Because the lever is always being pulled down, the transition to contact points causes a slight resistance which can be felt when turning the dial. In the simulator, you can't feel this resistance as you would in real life. However, you can still find contact points by holding the gentle turning control as you turn the dial. The dial will stop turning as you move out of the contact area. Moving in and out of the contact area is also accompanied by a slight click when the lever falls onto a wheel or when the lever's nose makes contact with the cam. So gentle turning mode allows us to turn until we get a little bit of resistance from the nose here, trying to get out of the contact area. Whereas if we're turning quick, it's easy to. But if you turn real gentle, you can feel a slight increase in resistance that indicates that the nose is lifting up. Examine the contact area in the cam. You should be able to see that it becomes more narrow in its middle. The cam. The lower the nose drops into this area, the less room there is for the cam to turn without making contact with it. The contact area becomes smaller when the lever is lower. Because we can find the contact points just by feeling resistance as the dial is turned, or from sounds within the mechanism. 1 second, let me... Contact area... Oh, I can't keep it. The less room there is for the cam to turn without making it. The contact area becomes smaller when the lever is lower. Because we can find the contact points just by feeling resistance as the dial is turned, or from sounds within the mechanism, we can use them to indirectly measure the width of the wheels across their various arrangements. So that's what's happening on the backside here. By the front, our resistance is going from 1 to 10. That's how big the space is here. When the contact points move closer together, the lever has been able to drop further down into the narrowing contact area. When they're at their closest, the wheels are no longer obstructing the lever at all. Take a little time to practice finding the contact points and measuring them. See how they change once the largest wheel's gate is positioned, and then after the other gates are positioned. So let's turn everything, and as you saw before, the width of the contact zone was exactly between 10 and 0. But let's try, now that we've got that first gate out of the way, and the fence is lowering a little bit lower, because again, these wheels are different size, you can see the width here is about 1/4 the size it was before we get that little bit of resistance that we can feel. Don't forget that if you hold the gentle turning control when you turn the dial, it'll stop the moment there is resistance from leaving the contact area. You can also use this opportunity to familiarize yourself with some of the tools that can be used in the simulator. Spectrograph displays a visual of sounds that are detected within the mechanism, including the sound of the lever being dragged over the cam and wheels, the noise of wheels being picked up as pins, connect with flies, and also taps as the dial moves in and out of the contact area. So if we use gentle turning here with spectrograph available, we can see where those things change. We can also see when a fly gets picked up and one of the wheels starts turning. Talk. There. And talk. That one. Digital camera provides a fixed angle for us to look at the exact provides fixed perspective close-up view of the dial by the crow's foot, the marker that we turn the numbers to when entering the combination. This makes it easier to get a visual measurement of how far a contact point is moved and a more precise view of where you turn the dial to. The gyroscope attaches to the dial itself and measures the precise changes in its attitude orientation. You can use this for a numerical reading of where you turn and where the contact points are. basically it gives you a very, very precise measure of where up is. So we're not at 0, we're actually at 99.8 right now. You should now be ready to try finding the largest wheels number in the combination. Note that this might not be the first number in the combination, even if it is the first one you find. The first step is to pick up all the wheels by making multiple complete turns until all wheels move with the cam. This is called AWL, all wheels left, when turning left, or AWR, all wheels right, when turning right. The difference with entering numbers from left to right turns only matters if the wheels do not have movable flies, so you don't need to worry about that here. Once all wheels are picked up, keep turning until you reach the first number that you want to test. Then turn back to the contact area without picking up any wheels, and make note of where the contact points are. Then continue turning with all the wheels picked up until you reach the next number you want to test, and then go back and record the contact points again. Okay, let's see if I can understand this here. Okay, we have all wheels left. And we know from this particular case that the largest one is the backmost one. Let's see. So, step 1 is figure out where the contact point is. Okay, like last time, the contact is 0 through 10, or 0 through 9.5, and that's visible here. And so now, we make sure all wheels are left, so everything's spinning at once. And let's try 40. And then we go with it in 40 position. We go back here, and you can hear that click of the nose descending. And now we check 0, and that's not 10. That's a smaller number than 10, which means that we have actually gotten the biggest wheel set. So we know that the first number is 40 now. Whereas if we were to try 80 as our first number, and then do the same thing, you can see bigger area. So all wheels left, and 40 is our first number, which is provable like this. Yep. And so we do 2 full rotations. Ah, no, that doesn't work here. You'll measure the shape of the largest wheel and hopefully be able to see a point where the contact area narrows. This will be where the wheel gate is, and you'll know a number of the combination. When testing numbers, you will rarely need to test all 100 for every wheel. Most safes have a tolerance of at least 1 number either side of the correct input. This means you can usually test every second number. In the simulator, the gates are particularly wide, so for many locks you can test every 5th number and then try in between that if you still haven't found it. As you can probably imagine, even when skipping numbers to test, recording the contact points can involve a decent amount of note-taking. For this reason, it is recommended that you search the internet for safe manipulation graph examples. You should find graph paper that you can print out and use, as well as demonstrations and explanations on their use. Usually as part of comprehensive safecracking advice. Well worth checking out if this tutorial isn't working for you. Once you have a number of the combination, you need to find where in the combination it lies. The first step of that is knowing just how many numbers there are in the combination. Turn all wheels left or all wheels right, and while turning the other way, count how many wheels are picked up. This will tell you how many numbers are in the combination. So, we already know there's 3 numbers because there's 3 wheels here, but let's try it. That click was the nose descending. Clack. That's 1 wheel. Clack. That's a second wheel. clack. That's a third wheel. And no more clack noise. So there's 3 wheels. This will tell you how many numbers are in the combination. There are usually 3, but more challenging locks may have more. To tell when wheels are picked up, you'll need to listen for the sound of a pin contacting a fly or watching the spectrograph to detect that sound. If you make a full turn without a wheel being picked up, you've found every wheel and know the length of the combination. You should now know how to find where the gate of the largest wheel is and how to find the number of wheels in a lock. To find where in the combination that number goes, we'll take trial and error, testing combinations where all wheels except one have the same value, and the exception will be the number you already know as part of the combination. Assuming 3 wheels and you know that X is a number in the combination and Y is a number that probably isn't the combination, try these. XYY, YXY, YYX. After entering each combination, measure the contact points, looking for them to narrow. The combination where your contacts point narrow will tell you whether X is the first, second, or third number. So via all wheels left, we've worked out that 40 is one of the numbers here. And just to make sure of that, let's check again. Yes, 40 is one of the numbers. We can see that here because the fence is lowered. And so the biggest wheel is a 40. But is that the first, second, or third number? So let's try 50. 1, 2, 50. 1, 40. And now we check, did the contact point lower? It's in a different spot this time, but if we measure the length, it is indeed smaller. Which means that it is indeed the third of them, which we could tell because it's the backmost one, because we have an X-ray view. But we've successfully learned that information without the use of X-ray vision. If there's a substantial narrowing of a contact area at this point, more so than before, it might indicate that Y is the next largest wheel's number. This won't usually be the case, but if you suspect it, you can start testing Y in the next step. Finding the numbers to turn for the smaller wheels is very much the same process as before, trying all unknown wheels turn to specific numbers and seeing if the contact area narrows for them. It is important to make sure the numbers you do know are entered correctly when testing, so that their wheels don't obstruct the fence lowering to test smaller wheels. When you find where wheel gates are in successive numbers, test them at different points in a combination to find out where they lie in the lock's actual combination. Eventually, you will have just one number left, and at this point, instead of testing the contact area, you only need to test if the lock opens or not with the combinations you try. This can all take a little time to wrap your head around, so feel free to play with locks while trying to understand what's happening, and don't feel ashamed to make use of the X-ray view if you get stuck. When everything starts to make sense, then you can challenge yourself more. If you feel like you're not making any progress at all after a while, consider looking up safecracking explanations online. There are a variety of documents and videos explaining the process, all of them made by people with more experience than me, Sophie. Most of all, my advice is this: have fun. Okay. So. I find the camera thing to be a little bit annoying, actually. So. Let's just have the spectrogram there. So currently we've worked out that 40 is the third number. So let's do all wheels right. That's 3 clicks, so all wheels are spinning. Let's see if 90 is one of the valid numbers. So we do 90, full spin, second full spin, 90 again. That way we're testing if 90 is the first or second number of the combo. And then we already know 40 is the last number, so 1 full rotation and then 40. And with that, We spin gently and examine. This appears to be about the same amount of give of 7 as when we only got the first number. So from that, 90 does not appear to be the number of either of those. And if we look, that's true. And so we do it again. All wheels left. Let's try 80. 80. 1, 2. 80 again. 1. 40. Hope I did this right. And gentle spin. Do you see that? Our amount of give is now only 5. 80 is one of the correct numbers. $40, $80. So let's try 50 from all wheels left. 50. 2 spins. 40. Full spin. I think I got myself confused. Yeah, I did. The last number is 40. The second or first number is 80. Let's try first number 80. 1, 2. Second number 30. 1. Third number 40. And then slow spin. It's no longer working. And so from that, we can work out that 80 is the second number of it, because we just tested, we lost ground after testing if 80 was the first number. And let's analyze the mechanics to see if that matches with what we understand. Okay, 40 is indeed the last number because it's the furthest back. 80 is indeed the second number. Is that what I said? Okay. Daedalus, thank you for being my secondary brain by writing down the information that I've learned, because I do not have a piece of paper, and that is really important when safecracking. So we've worked out that it is unknown, then 80, then 40, from all wheels left position. 10. 1, 2. 80. 1. 40. Gentle turn. It's not 10. 20. 1, 2. 80. 1. 40. Not that either. I suppose I don't need to actually measure the distance, because if I get the first number right now, then it opens. 30. 1, 2. 80. 1. 40. No luck. Okay, let's try 30. 30. 1, 2, 80. 1. Nope. I'm just going to check if it's 40 both times. It is not. Okay. Expedite this slightly. 40. Wait, no. Yeah. 60. 1, 2. 80. 1. 40. Good luck. But we can still make sure. Yep. We still have the 80 and 40 in the correct positions. $70. 1, 2. 80. 1, 40. Damn. Alright, instead of just doing this forever. Wow, I started on 10. Yeah, this would have taken forever. I started on 10, but it looks like the actual real first number was about 3. I started I just barely missed it. Okay, I'm going to randomly try 0. 0. 1, 2, 80. 1, 40. Clack. Open. So, Safecracking Simulator has a whole bunch of things you can modify. The absolute worst possible. Let's take a look at what the absolute most nightmarish possible lock looks like. I would like to note that most safes do not look like this. You can even have a stopwatch. Can you imagine having to input a 20 number safe combination? And not only that, memorizing how many full rotations that you've done already. And as you can see, the fence is really wide, which is another modifier that you can apply, which means that the gaps need to be lined up exactly right. So with the X-ray view, we know that it's 19 as the first number. But surprise, all of these are nearly the same size, but not quite. And the sizing is random. So yes, this lock is from hell. You will never open this. But I just wanted to illustrate that to show you the range in which we have here. A 2 or 3 combination lock with significant scale difference between the wheels and movable wheel flies. And we are not allowed to use the X-ray. We're only allowed to use the spectrograph. How about that? So, let's do all wheels left to see if this is a 3 combo or 2. Okay, I heard 1 clack, but now let's turn right. 20. 1 clack. 2 clack. No clack. So this is a two number combo. 0. 1. 0 again. Neither number is 0, because we have a wide gap there. 10. Full rotation. 10. Neither number is 10. 20. Full rotation. 20. Neither number is 20. 30. Full rotation. 30. Neither number is 30. And we cannot cheat at all. Like, I've disabled the ability to look inside the mechanism, so 40. I just need to have faith that I'm doing this right from the stuff that I've learned from the tutorial. 40, 40. Still maximally wide. 50, 50. Maximally wide. What I'm getting out of this is that either I've skipped over one of the numbers or they're both very high numbers of this combination. Both numbers are above 60 is what I'm getting out of this, or I screwed up somewhere. $71. $71. Right. Right. The largest number is above 70, not both numbers are above 70. Good catch, Daedalus. 80. I was getting that mixed up with which position that number is in. We are identifying one number in an unknown position. This is looking unfortunate, though, because... yeah. We skipped over it. 0, 0. Nothing. Okay. That means we gotta try the 5s. 5. And... 5. No. $15. 15. No. 25. No. The sad reality of a realistic safe sim. Yep. $35. Safes are used for a reason. They're not immortal. They're not invulnerable to cracking, but sure does take a while. And again, this is done with subtle accommodations toward the player. The fundamental concepts do apply, but in reality, the change in difference here that we're measuring would be like 1 notch, and that's it. But it becoming like half its size, it going from a width of 10 to a width of 6 is a accommodation for the player on in that the safe is designed poorly. Was that 65? God dang it. I don't remember. 75. We did 55. Okay, so need to do 65. It's gonna feel so glorious when I actually find it. 85. $85. 85 is one of the numbers. Oh, the glory of feeling justified. Okay, let's find out if that's the first number or the second number. Let's try it as if it's the first number. 85 as the first one, full rotation, and let's just say 50. And then we measure. 85 is the second number. Write that down for me, Daedalus. Zero. Full rotation, 85. Okay, yep. We are once again getting a small well here, which means that 85 is indeed correct in the second number. So now this is a lot easier and quicker to test. 10. I missed 85. 10. Full rotation, 85. Did not open. 20. Full rotation, 85. Did not open. 31. Full rotation, 85. Did not open. 40. Full rotation, 85. Let's actually make sure that yeah, not open. 50. Full rotation, 85. 60. Full rotation, 85. 70. Full rotation, 85. 80. Full rotation, 85. 90. Full rotation. 85. 0. Full rotation. 85. Oh boy, we're in this position again. 5. Full rotation. 85. No. 15. Full rotation. 85. Okay. Just making sure. 25. Full rotation. 85. 35. Full rotation. 85. 45. Full rotation. 85. 55. Full rotation. 85. 65. Full rotation. 85. I'm getting dizzy. 75. Full rotation. 85. 85. Full rotation. 85. 95. Full rotation. Oops, overshot a little. 95. Full rotation. 85. Oh no. I've still missed it somehow. Oh no, what does that mean? Try doing 87 and see if it hits. 87. Full rotation. 87. Yep. Okay, let's try 89. Full rotation. 89. That could be what happened, unfortunately. '91. Full rotation, 91. Okay. 88 is the actual specific number, or 87. This is safe cracking, baby. And again, this is kinder than a real safe is. 87, 87. Okay, we got the half. 087. Screwed up. I'm going to open the safe no matter how long this takes. 0, full rotation. 87. Five. Full rotation. 87. 10. 87. 15. Full rotation. 87. 20. Full rotation. 87. Verify that we are indeed still. Yep. Turning the right way to unlock, correct? Let's try doing it the other direction, sure. 87 as both numbers. Full rotation. The last spin must be to the this way. Because the nose needs to hook onto the top of the spinner. So yeah, it would be 87 full rotation. 15. Right, 87 is the second number, not the first one. That's consistent with what we know, so. Good lord. Where was I? 15? Let's do 15. 15, full rotation. 87. 20, full rotation. 87. 25, full rotation. 87. Oh god, am I... No. Oh no, 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 no. Think about the way the nose is on the left. Oh god. Yeah, I am. Okay. Oh. Okay. So the last direction we spin must be to the left. So if we start with left, we do left. We do the second number. That's right by train. Left, and then we land on the first number. So we do a full rotation to the right, we land on the second number, and then we turn left. And that is wrong. Last direction needs to be right. So we need to start with right, because this is a two-wheel. So we do right. No. Right. Full rotation. And we're doing left. And then the nose will drop and the bolt will get pulled. A7. 30. No. Oh my goodness gracious. My mind is really fading here. 30. Full rotation. 87. Full rotation. 87. You're really good at cracking. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm having a breakdown. I think I need to call Mercy and do a 2-number combination where I have access to the X-ray and the combination note. Okay, no, not a 3. We're doing a 2. Turning left. Let's try 80. Okay. Let's try 80 for both numbers. First number 80. Full rotation. Second number 80. Oh my goodness. 80 is one of the correct numbers, but is it the first number or the second number? Let's try. Let's do 0. Then 80. Would you look at that? That's correct. I don't know, let's try 20 as our first number. Full rotation. Then 80. That's the problem. The only way to open it is by going that direction. Let's try 20. Full rotation. Then 80. And then we spin it this way. And look at that, we grab. Okay, good lord. So in short, I did solve the other safe, I just immediately locked it again. Yep. Because to open it, I need to specifically turn Opening the safe is always going to involve turning right. Change lock. X-ray will be allowed, but we're not going to use it. 2 wheels. Let's do this. 0. Full rotation. 0. Zero full rotation. 0. Ten. Full rotation. 10. Not it. 20. Full rotation. 20. Not it. 30. I don't know if the full rotation is actually needed if I'm testing the same number twice, but we're just going to do that, okay? Let's not make this even more complicated. 40. Full rotation. 40. 40 is one of the correct numbers. 10. Let's see if it's the first or the second. 10. Full rotation. 40. 40 is the second number. Zero. Full rotation. 40. Ten. Full rotation. 40. 20. Full rotation. 40. Redemption. Freaking redemption. 2040 is the combo to this safe. And if we X-ray view, we can see that the back one lines up when we do 40, and the front one lines up when we do 20. Oh my god. So, there is a very, very cute feature this game has, which is message. You can write a note to seal in the safe. Moo the Slime was here and loves you for cracking the safe, friend. X-rays allowed, 1 wheel. 3 wheels. Secured message. Move the slime was here and loves you for cracking the safe, friend. And the fun thing about this is you can get that seed. There it is. And if you were to put that seed into the game, so let's just swap the lock out here with something else. Change lock. And let's put in that seed I just got. You are now in that challenge with that secret message. So, if you can prove that you can unlock a safe by using the X-ray system, you can get this message. And what's really funny and cool about this feature is this means that you can lock a Steam redeem code for a video game behind an actual digital safe that the person needs to crack. Can you solve a 3-wheel no X-ray safe? And if you can, there's a copy of Titanfall 2 waiting for you. That kind of thing. You know what? I think I'm actually going to do that. After I finalize this stream here, I am going to make a couple of safes that have whatever redeems I happen to have. I'm not sure if I have any. I'll have to check. I might have some leftover stuff from Humble Bundle or something. But nonetheless, I want to do that. I'm going to post that on my Blue Sky at some point of a seed that has a game code of some kind. You win a copy of Sophie's Safecracking Simulator. Very good. That's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you for the suggestion, Daedalus. And you've earned that suggestion by giving out 6 gift subs to the community. Holy cow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as usual, we'll look at the credits. Sophie Safecracking Simulator by Sophie Holden. Original version made by Jamulator. A list of patrons. Games are made by people. And that'll do it for today's stream. Let's see who we can raid over to. Games are funded by people. Games are made by people. Funding is a type of making. Cha-cha-cha. Komi Amarak is playing Town to City, a city builder I've never heard of. Tell them a slime sent you, folks. To another place. And thanks as always for joining me. Especially as we did a extremely overextended stream than usual and swapped games midway. Until next time, friends.